It's lights out, and we are racing in Austin in Moto2. It's a brilliant start from the middle of that front row of the grid. By number 54 of Fermin Aldeguer. Joe Roberts also trying to make early ground as Marcos Ramirez is going to get in really hot. He was all out of shape, was he? Going into the first corner. Garcia it is that leads. Ramirez has had a real scrappy first turn now. He's dropping right back through the field, struggling to keep himself in the top 10. Garcia leads, and Joe Roberts. The crowd are on their feet already. Roberts second from fifth.
Ramirez clipped the rear tyre of Aldeguer on his way back on. Aldeguer is back behind his teammate Alonso Lopez. I would not be at all surprised, by the way, if Manu Gonzalez jumped to the start. He's running in fifth place, but he looked to be moving, certainly from the view I got.
Over the line we go to complete the first of 16 laps here in COTA. Sergio Garcia, a couple of tenths clear of the home crowd hero. Joe Roberts is getting a wonderful reception as he climbs the 41-metre rise up into the first braking zone. The two Grazzini riders. Oh! Well, first they ran wide and they clip each other, coming down the hill through turn 2. And Aldeguer sweeps on the inside of the pair of them. Aldeguer on the inside of Arenas and Gonzalez. Back up inside the top 6 then now as the 54. Canet, who's trying to fight his way back through the field, well, he lost 2.5 seconds on the first lap line. He was doing mid-212s. It just shows you if you fluff the start or get caught up in some early melees, you can really suffer and lose 2 or 3 seconds on the first lap alone. There is Canet then, starting from pole on the 44 bike. As it stands right now, Sergio Garcia would lead the World Championship. Here comes Alcoba from a long, long way back. When Jeremy Alcoba makes those kind of moves, you sort of hold your breath, don't you? Yeah, good early pace is being set by Garcia and Roberts at the front of this Grand Prix. That's Arenas toughing it out with Agura. Those two former Moto3 foes, weren't they, back in the 2020 World Championship. 4 abreast now, Arenas, Agura, Alcoba and Canet into turn number 11. It was never going to fit, was it? It was never going to work. Arenas comes out the worst of it. The 75 gets a proper nudge from Agura, and he went into turn 11, 4th in that group, and comes out leading it, Canet. Jake Dixon has gone down as he was trying to stay with Fermin Aldeguer. That's at the top of the hill, first corner. You can see the damage, the scrape marks on the left-hand side, the fairing. Dixon just going to push the front, isn't he? Oh, he tried to save it on his elbow, but gravity takes over. Jake Dixon really needs to see the checkered flag just to get some much-needed race time under his belt on the CF Moto Aspar machine. He looks like he will be able to remount. It's one of 5 first-gear corners around this COTA circuit, so if you do go down there, there's sometimes you can escape with relatively little damage on your motorcycle, you can remount. But that was just Dixon trying to go with the hot pace at this stage that Aldeguer was setting in 5th.
Lopez won't make it easy, but Aldeguer is leaving with no option.
He come from a long, long way back there. He's going to run in wide, and they go side by side on the exit. Lopez got the better exit speed because the lunge from Aldeguer just compromised all of his drive coming out. They go side by side. At least they're swapping the same paint, I guess you could say. Lopez, will he have the inside line on the run, the high-speed run into turn 12? Wow, there was not a lot of room there, was he? Properly squeezed Aldeguer out on the paintwork on the high-speed run into turn 12. Aldeguer this time dive bombs Alonso Lopez into the final corner, turn 20. He's going to try and square him off though again on the exit. They come side by side once again. This time Aldeguer it is, and that's running Lopez all the way to the pit wall. Lopez will have the inside line though for the climb up into the first corner.
He's not got a lot of it, but Luca Boscascuro will be tearing his hair out at this because neither of them are really doing themselves any help whatsoever. They were back in the high 208s. They didn't lose too much time to Garcia, but as they're busy watching each other, as Aldeguer again carves through on Lopez, they're just letting the top 3 get a bit of breathing space. And
he was nearly down there. Aldeguer, he's going to have to lose that place once again. He was just saying there to Alonso Lopez, you're having this, mate, in one of the fastest corners of the circuit into turn 3. Here comes Aldeguer once again on the inside into turn number 11. Is he going to make it stick this time around? Lopez will once again try and cut the inside. This time around, though, Aldeguer finally has dispensed with Lopez, and now he can set about the podium attack. Diogo Moreira 14th after his double long lap penalty. Manu Gonzalez has just picked off Philip Salats for the final point scoring place. Well, he's had one stab, hasn't he, at Foggia at turn 15 on the previous lap. This time round at turn 11, clean as a whistle. Aldeguer on course for his first podium of 2024. Garcia has retaliated. The advantage back between him and Roberts up to 1.4 seconds.
And Aldeguer now might have just to settle for third place. And this is that's Joe Roberts.
Roberts has gone wide.
At the top of the picture, that podium, well, it's still in his hands, but it's second, now down to third. He's slots in just ahead of Dennis Foggia, but a couple of riders now making late mistakes in that leading trio. Joe Roberts is coming back at Aldeguer. In fact, he's coming past him here by the looks of it. Up the inside into 19. Aldeguer, who I feared might have tortured his front tyre a little bit too much on his way back through the field. It's cost him second place.
Through we go in the first sector. 1.2 seconds is the gap. Joe Roberts clawed back 1,000th of a second in that first split. Maybe another lap or two and Roberts would still be in for the biggest prize of his career so far.
It's down to under a second now. Roberts clearly getting a good run there through the end of that split. This is the key corner for Sergio Garcia that he's got wrong twice before. Much cleaner that time for the race leader, who's just got half a lap to go for a first Moto2 victory. Joe Roberts is desperate to keep him on his toes right the way to the flag.
Some proper revenge at the rodeo coming here, possibly, for Sergio Garcia. DNFs in the last 2 years, never scored a point here in Kota. Did not start, of course, in 2021 when he suffered a kidney hematoma in Moto3, real nasty crash, missed the Emilia-Romagna Grand Prix that followed, which cost him the MotoGP Moto3 World Championship that year. Is there going to be any late drama? Let's check the gap between Garcia and Roberts. Now we're deep into the third sector. Time running out for Roberts here at the Horsepower Rodeo. Yeah, it's just under a second, 9/10. Surely Sergio Garcia is not going to blow it now as he looks on course for a first Moto2 victory. It has been a class performance here in Kota by Sergio Garcia. The American fans are going to be going home happy tonight with Joe Roberts celebrating a home podium, but it is Sergio Garcia, sensational Sergio, with a stunner to win here at the Circuit of the Americas in Austin, Texas. He's your Moto2 race winner here in Kota.
If you enjoyed that, there's plenty more to come. See you on track.